Hello, test prep virtual students, track C and track D students. So this is the quiz, the little mini quiz we have scheduled for count day. And I'm going to go through it, and you can just record answers on a separate sheet of paper, take a readable pic, and upload those answers to Canvas, your test prep Canvas. And it's the first assignment that's listed, and there is a way for you to upload a screenshot. Just take a readable pic of your answers. It should be pretty easy. So question one has to deal with when she has stopped to have lunch. And so that amount of the graph is right here, where there's no change in the distance from the campsite. Okay, so based on the graph, which is close to the time she finished lunch and continued her hike. So right here is that closest time. So you can see it's past 1:30, but not yet to 2 o'clock. So 1:40 is the best answer for that. Which data set will have a median greater than the mean? So got to flip over here. This has to do with skewing of the data. And so let me write that down on this page here. So a median greater than the mean, we want this. So the middle number will be greater than the mean. And that one is going to be right here. And so the idea is most of your numbers are over to the right. So your median is going to be located to your right, but your mean is going to be more to the left because you have these outliers over here that's going to skew the mean to the left. So when we say skewed left, that's the mean. It's pulled to the left by these outliers. So here they're going to be about the same. Here the mean's pulled to the right by these outliers. And here also it's going to be a little skewed to the right. So when we talk about skewing, it's the mean, and outliers cause skewing. So this is the one that has the mean less than the median. This is a real tricky question based on how they ask it. So this graph shows the years and then the enrollment in thousands. And the question says, what is the average rate of increase in enrollment per decade between 1950 and 2000? So you have to consider the decades. So between 1950, so if 1950 is year zero, we have 4,000. And then if 2000, that's 5 decades later. And then we have an enrollment of 7,000. So the X has to be in terms of decades. And that's real tricky. And then you just do a slope calculation. Okay, so slope is average rate of change with units. And then you just do this calculation. And it's per decade. So again, 1,000. We need to, so 600 people per decade, students, whatever, per decade. So the trick there is we can't use years. If you use years, you'll be off by a factor of 10. So you'll have 60 people per year. It's the same answer, it's just different units. So a decade is 10 years, and that's what they wanted. So 600, tricky question. Here you just have to figure out, take 4,500 and go over and see what the X would be that would correspond to that. So you just want to come down approximately right there. So definitely past 1995. Yeah, so they make it pretty tight in here. It's probably not 1998, but they could have made the answer choices a little bit less close, I guess. So 1996 would be your best estimate there to where his, let's see what we're talking about. The average number of cars repaired is 4,500. Okay, and then fifth question, this has to deal with number of standard deviations. it actually has to do with the scores that are the boundary values for standard deviation. So 660 is 1 standard deviation to the right, 720 is 2. And so we want to know what percent of the population has scores between 660 and 720. So that would be in here, and that's 14% of 1200. So you just have to add 60 once, twice, subtract it once, twice to go left, and then take that as a decimal times 1200, and you get 168 for an answer. So post these answers, separate sheet of paper will be fine. Take a readable pic and post them in Canvas, or just do the quiz. Okay, you have the solutions here. Just go in and take that quiz and do it and apply these solutions.